This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Frank, amazing. They've been playing golf on these hallowed links lands since the 15th century.
And hopefully they'll play for many and more a year, because every great player that's ever played this game has walked over Swilcan Bridge.
Stepping up to the first tee at such an iconic venue, Frank, what is going through your mind here?
Well, you'd think with such a wide fairway it would be the easiest fairway to hit, but Swilcan, there's an out of bounds down the right, and then the Swilcan Burn runs all the way across from the right-hand side in front of the first green. So really, you want to make sure you have a full shot into this first green.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, this first hole, all about the Swilcan Burn.
Yeah, it cuts in so close to the front of that putting surface. If there's just a puff of wind, then all of a sudden that burn that you could just step across very much comes into play.
This is a good-looking shot. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Frank, on the second shot here at this first hole, a player will get a good sense of the winds here and how they can play a role at the old course.
And they'll also get a good sense of exactly how punishing this golf course can be, and with such the smallest things. For example, that burn is only about 3 or 4 yards across, and yet it is punishing, to say the least.
Locked in on the read and the speed. 1 under early in the round. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Makes the putt and goes to 1 under. Now to the second hole here at the Open Championship. And Frank, what's the best way to attack?
Ideally, if you're not the longest hitter, just down the right side. But if you've got some wind conditions, wind behind your back, you can nearly drive this green.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Second shot, good look at the green. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. From 135 yards out. enough on that one.
Yeah, just seemed to baby it.
How do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. He has a 12-footer here. So 2 under early on. On the tee box here at the third now. Frank, all of these holes look relatively straightforward. Can a golfer get lured in kind of a false sense of security off the tee here at the Old Course?
No, well, you can. This hole, the third hole, even shorter than the second, so reachable. But a lot of people tend to bail out towards the left. That's the middle of the golf course. And that leaves you a devilish little pitch or short wedge across that big gaping bunker that protects both the third and the 15th green. So once again, want to drive the ball down the right side, but there's a series of pot bunkers there.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight.
Yeah, Rich, the reason why the best players enjoy stroke play so much is that every single shot's going to count. And you can't get away with anything in stroke play.
You have to manage your game, and you have to manage your emotions as well, because it can get away from you in a hurry. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Birdie try up next. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. No problems early. Looks good.
It does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
It's a -2 early in the round. Frank now at the 4th hole.
Yeah, long par 4. Two choices, whether he's game enough to drive it down the right or down the left, which is a much wider piece of fairway.
One thing about the old course at St. Andrews, it is not just the golf course, which makes the experience so memorable. It's the setting. It's the small town. It's people hanging out of the windows and watching. It's all the history. You're just bathed in it when you walk into that grand old town of St. Andrews. That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank. Call it about 310. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Frank, I have to say I've been impressed by the level of golf today. Really came out here with a solid game plan and executed.
I agree. We've seen some great shots out there, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the round plays out.
Might go deep here in the red numbers. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
These putts keep the round together. Excellent roll to 3 under par. Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under. Par 5s, this is where players look to make the move in a major championship. How does this 5th hole par 5 measure up, Frank?
Well, if you can avoid the bunkers, they're actually left and right, but especially that little group of 3 bunkers, then it sets up well. It'll be a blind second shot, but you try and guide your second shot between the 2 bunkers on the hill in front of you, which are called the spectacles. Rich, these players aren't getting a reprieve with the win right now.
Right from the start, the winds have been kicking pretty good.
Yeah, but at least it's presenting that challenge for the players that don't get every other day.
This will test the player. I mean, it's one thing to play with no wind in perfect conditions, but as we know, golf is a game of variables.
Yeah, and better strike will be rewarded today. Oh, that had some meat behind it.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a two-putt, well done.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Wow, I thought he made that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. For birdie. Good putt and a good move. Now to 4 under. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Now to the 374-yard par 4 sixth. Another scoring opportunity.
Yeah, just be very careful of the wind conditions here because that'll affect the strategy off the tee. But bunkers left and right to be avoided. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. to hit the ball 300 yards through the air. That easy.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, getting set for this approach shot. Our featured golfer is a player, it's obvious, in full flight right now.
It is. This is where it doesn't matter what the sport is, and golf is a great example for it, though, where when you play your best, it's almost like you're just playing out of your subconscious. Everything happens, it just flows, and you don't really think about it.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
Safely on deck. It's at sneaky distance.
Beautiful stroke right there. Finds the bottom of the cup with ease. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Takes care of business. 5 under par. Over the ball here at the 7th. And Frank, if you had to script a game plan here, what would it look like?
You could drive this pretty close to the green. This is a green that's shared with the 11th, the par 3. And you won't see that tee shot finish, but you can actually drive very, very close to a bunker called the Shell, which is the one that protects the par 3 11th.
Frank, he's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good. Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Shouldn't be a problem here. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Par 3 8th hole here at the Open Championship. And Frank, why is it so difficult to get the ball close here?
Well, there's the bunker on the left side. There's a little bit of a downslope there. This is the first par 3 that you'll play, and it's just tough to judge that distance perception. You've really got to be accurate on your yardage here. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Frank, the beauty of the game, the changing conditions. You've played it all over the world, and you don't play it inside a dome, do you?
Yeah, anybody can play on a fine, still day, but what separates the good from the great is actually days like today. That's when that little extra attention to detail, the better strike, the better swing, is certainly going to pay dividends.
Settles in over the putt. Now at 5 under for the round. So a tester from 4 feet. How about 7 under par now? And Frank, the Open Championship coming back to the home of golf this summer.
Yeah, and remember, too, the last time it was here, Louis Oosthuizen at the 9th hole, he had no problem driving this par 4. So let's see if you can do the same. If you can carry that last bunker down there, there's every chance that your tee shot can run onto this very flat green. Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. These putts keep the round together. Good stroke, just came up empty. So just a formality here. Moves to -8. Could use this one. This is for par. Did the job right there. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back nine, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way.
Oh, this one's sweet, Frank. Super.
Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Frank, these days golfers are training like high-level athletes from other sports. Rory McIlroy, for example, has been using a guy by the name of Steve McGregor, who happened to be the trainer for the New York Knicks of the NBA.
And part of his training now is high altitude. The majority of the medal holders, for example, in the Olympics, or medal winners in the Olympics, actually use high altitude training. You know, you can develop more red blood cells in a shorter period of time. But, you know, golf, we've had so many different types of training from the athlete side. But you go back to the old days of Henry Cotton beating an old tire. Vijay Singh picked up on that. Or even the rhythm of Sam Snead. He used to count in the rhythm. It was 1, 2, 3. It was 1 at the top of the swing, 2 at impact, and 3 at the follow-through. All those things are still very valid today.
We're just playing a nice round of golf. Has that one for par, and now at 5 under par. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. Down to the par 3 11th, and Frank, what's the key here?
Well, this green is slightly elevated, huge false front, sort of left and right of that Strath bunker. And, of course, that bunker on the hill, or should I say that bunker on the left is called Hill. That's the famous bunker where Bobby Jones couldn't get out of it many years ago and actually ripped up his scorecard. So a good tee shot here, just find that right level where the flag is.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
This shot, 170 yards. This will be a 14-foot putt here.
Oh, good roll, good putt. Second shot.
Ten under par on the day. Frank, the charm of St. Andrews, the history of the old course, it all sort of comes into view here at the 12th, doesn't it?
Yeah, very pretty hole. Eden Estuary to the right. Obviously a nice view of the township of St. Andrews in the distance. But long hitters can just lick their chops and have a crack at this green. All they've got to do is worry about that little pop bunker short. But either into the breeze or, if you're not a long hitter, you've got to worry about those 4 bunkers that are well placed smack bang in the middle of this fairway.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, here at the 12th, the green really is the key.
Yeah, there's a subtle shelf in it, so it seems so hard, even with a short pitch shot or even a chip shot, to try and get the ball that close, because if you don't get it running at the right speed, then chances are it's not even going to finish on the right shelf.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Frank, how about that?
Well, can you believe that, too? I mean, could have hit the flag and bounced away instead, straight in. Amazing shot, and really deserves it.
Continuing to play well. -7 now after that putt. Now to the par 4 13th, and again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. The two bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly. Nice.
Looks good. Can't ask for much more. Right in the fairway here at 13. Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through to putt.
Second from an excellent lie. Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. This one just requires a little bit of focus. So close. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Well, that's how you keep a round going, make putts just like that. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Frank, what's the strategy here at the 14th?
If you can't go for this par 5 and 2, Rich, there is another option where you can go left. And I mean left of left. That's down the 4th fairway. That's across the Elysian Fields, as they call it, which is a set of sort of hummocks that run down the middle. And you can find a flat lie there and come across at about a 45-degree angle for your third shot to 14. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realized how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realize the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
Well, a bit unfortunate in the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker play's like.
And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Frank, it rolled out of the short grass and into the white sand, so this is his third shot.
Yeah, a lot of the professionals would rather be in the sand than the thick rough. You can control the spin much better out of fairway bunker than you can the rough.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. This, his fifth shot. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good.
Now it's that sneaky distance. Oh, painful lip out. This is a good putt.
absolutely can't believe it. I thought that thing was stone dead in the center.
And getting ready for the putt.
Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
Just an unbelievable round thus far, and 12 under on the day.
You can see the look of disgust, and it's justifiable. It's a double bogey. Frank, one of the things I always loved about links golf is that you're not aiming at a flagstick or a tree, but sometimes you're aiming for a steeple in the distance, and this is a good example here at the 15th.
Yeah, the church steeple is the exact line off the tee. That gives you sort of the center of the fairway. Really, you don't have to be overly bold off the tee. This is about just finding a nice flat lie for that second shot, because this is another difficult green that's well protected by just one little bunker that's in the front left that you don't think comes into play. But if your second shot doesn't land the right distance, more often than not, it just gets swallowed up by that.
Let's see what they do from a good lie in the fairway, 180 yards to go. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Stuck the follow through right there. This could be really good. Birdie chance here. Very long putt though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Impressive once again. That's a par, remaining at 5 under. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. All right, Frank, another par 4. It's the 16th. Players trying to make their way to the house, standing up in one piece. What's the best way to get at this hole?
Well, the normal player would actually try and hit the ball down the left. I've seen the odd player try and hit it down that out of bounds line and sort of flash it down the right side, but really there's not much of an advantage, Rich, unless you're the longest hitter in the business. So a little short and a little left of the principal's nose is a nice setup for the second shot here at 16.
second shot. Good look at the green. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 14th hole seems to have really taken him out of his game and shaken his confidence. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Excellent drive, Frank. Right where you want to be. And from the fairway for his second shot here. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Good lie in the fairway, a good chance to make something happen here. And it looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it. It's no snack though.
so close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Did the job right there. Without a doubt, it is one of the most famous finishing holes in all of golf. Frank, it doesn't look like much from the tee, but wow, when you factor in the history, it's something special, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a little road that runs across this par 4. It's about 100 yards short of the green. It certainly comes into play when you play this hole into the breeze. But no breeze or into the breeze, you've got to worry about the out of bounds that surrounds the screen all the way down the right side and beyond. And it's a wonderful little finishing hole in many ways because it tests the mere mortal and it tests the greats of the game.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That's a good shot right there, about 15 feet away, and a good look at birdie. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Will be a birdie if it drops. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
You always like that. Count it as a birdie. Four under on the day. Frank, you have to like what you saw out there today.
I certainly did. Swing is excellent right now. Stroke, there's nothing wrong with that. Really, just it's a case of getting out of your own way. I mean, the opportunities ahead now, chance to win, just they have to be so motivating.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. It is just an ideal day for golf. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We're getting set for all the action this afternoon at Wetlands Golf and Country Club in Florida. And this is certainly a challenge, Frank.
It is. We really should rename it Drylands because that's the way you want to play this golf course. If you're not dry, then you are going to be wet. That swampland is just all the way around this golf course. In between it, though, is fairway. So fairway, the goal all day today.
And as always, with the state of Florida, you have to factor in the changing winds. Strong opening hole here at the Wetlands. 660 yards, par 5. And if you get going the wrong way, you might have some alligators nipping at your heels. Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. We're also seeing more long putters in the game.
Yeah, there's a choice. If you don't feel comfortable with a normal grip and you've got a few nerve issues, then you can, well, use a longer version, jam it in your chest, have a different fulcrum point.
Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Getting set for all the action on what my idol Vin Scully would have said was a beautiful afternoon here in the Sunshine State. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Getting ready at Wetlands Golf and Country Club. An interesting layout, Frank. The players are ready to go. And what are you thinking about as you get set to tee off?
Well, you're thinking about you're going to play a long golf course, sort of mid-7,000 yard range, but this is a golf course that you actually do get to hit your driver more often than not. So it's a good driving golf course. Green's relatively flat as well, but be careful if you're a little weak of heart. Look left or right, you might see the odd gator or two.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super. Second shot.
Second from an excellent lie. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Bit surprising, he misses the green in regulation here at the par 5.
Yeah, you'd think this is one of the easier holes on the golf course. So now just trying to avoid 6.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. -1 in the early going. So a tester from 4 feet. One over for the day. Now to the second, par 3, 225 yards. So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break. Really. This is an awkward length.
Just has the feel today. Needs this for par. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Fairly straightforward par 4 now. The third at the Wetlands is 460 yards straight away.
It is 460 yards. It can be chopped down a lot of different ways. 300-yard tee shot. And it's only 160. But if you're a mere mortal, 280, 180, the hole becomes that much longer, that much harder.
To where the hole is cut, just about 190 yards, Frank. Strong winds have been a factor all day here, Frank. What's the key to scoring low in conditions like this?
Well, sometimes you've almost got to make the ball go to ground. You've just got to keep it out of those high breezes, play away from the trouble.
Good swing, good shot yet again. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. It's in the hole. Just a sensational shot right there. These putts keep the round together. Trying to grind out a par here. Needs it. Just trying to keep this round on track. Has that putt, stays at 1 over. Wow, check this out, Frank. Par 3 fourth, 250 yards. This is a really cool hole.
It is. You tee off and that tee shot right across the swampland into a crescent-shaped green. And, of course, it is protected by that bunker that just cuts in. It doesn't give you very much depth on that middle line of the green. So if the pin's in the middle, that's when the hole plays its most difficult.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Always two components to the long lag putt. The speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. What a beautiful roll right there. Dead center. That is a solid par putt. Good look now at the fifth hole here at the Wetlands. Par 5, and it's a good one. 635 yards. Good tee shot right in the short grass. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Third shot, looking for a good one. Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. Flagstick 140 yards away from this point. This won't hurt him. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, that's how you keep a round going, make putts just like that. Just 5 feet left. Good putt and a good move, now to 4 under. Par 4 sixth here at the Wetlands, 440 yards and water to deal with.
Two choices here, Rich. Lay it up short of the Wetlands, or, well, chance it, brave enough, tee it up and flash it across the Wetlands to just a mere short iron into this lengthy par 4.
slight miss, and he'll have to deal with some of the heavy grass. Frank, it may be obvious you'd rather have a ball sitting up perfectly in these fairways as opposed to the deep rough off to the left or right. But how is a player able to take advantage when he has that good lie?
Well, anything better than that would be sitting on a tee. That is a perfect lie. It almost guarantees good contact.
Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, I'd see a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed, there's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working.
Birdie try up next. Now his third, staring right at the green.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Getting set now over the putt. Frank, he might like this one. Well, that just brings a smile to your face, puts a little pep in the step when you make them from downtown. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Here at the par 5 7th at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club, 592 yards. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Ready for his third shot. Needs to hit this close.
Should be safely on deck.
And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry.
You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle.
And getting ready for the putt. Stays at 1 under with that par. So just a formality here. So makes the putt, and now at -6. On to the 8th. It's a par 3, 203 yards. What's going on here, Frank?
Interesting par 3, really. It looks anything other than a straightaway hole. That bunker short of this green gives you like an optical illusion. You think it's lapping up with the front of this green, but there's actually sort of 3 or 4 yards before you get to the putting surface. A little bit of a drop off behind this green, and it narrows out the deeper the green gets. So tricky little par 3.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot. Second shot.
Man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. This will be a birdie if it drops. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. So with that, the score is now at even par. Finishing up the front side here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club with a par 5, 621 yards. Nice position, short grass, second shot. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This is a good-looking shot. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. He's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this.
Even par currently.
Continues to putt beautifully. Now 8 under on the day. Frank, that was just a dazzling display of golf today.
It's amazing how a game at times that can be so hard and just absolutely drive you crazy can appear to be so simple. This was just an absolute joy to watch today.
So that'll do it for Frank Nobilo and our entire team. I'm Rich Lerner. Until next time.